Drawing faces. How do I make it look like the model? So, some things that we covered last week. We learned how to draw the face at 3/4 angle, upward and downward angles, and in previous weeks we learned how to draw a perfectly proportioned face. This week we're going to be jumping into new territory, and that territory is we're going to practice how to draw a person and make it look like the person we're drawing, focusing on those little characteristics that make them who they are. This can be especially tricky, but make sure you take this step by step with me, and you should do fine. As always, don't forget to pause the video as much as you need. If you need to pause it, pause it. So for this assignment, you have the choice of 4 models that volunteered their face for me. Here is Model 1 and Model 2, Model 3, and Model 4. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to be taking Model 4 on. So to start things out, we're going to be creating the straight-on head proportion guides from 2 weeks ago. Remember, eyes sit halfway down, nose halfway between that, mouth halfway between that. Get it lightly sketched on there. From there, we're going to focus on drawing the face in sections. So at one section at a time, you're going to be looking closely at the shapes of the facial features, like the eye and the values that I focused on in this one section, and you really want to make sure that you get those shapes right. Really focus on, well, what does the eye look like? What kind of pencil strokes do I need to make in order to make that eye look like it? Little bit by little, make adjustments to the face shape and features to match the model. There'll be times where you will want to quit and erase heavily, but just stick with it. We'll have time for adjustments and finer adjustments later. I tend to finish one half of the face and then go on to the second half myself. Constantly looking at my model. Every 5 seconds, you want to be looking at your model. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to pay close attention to the finer details that make the face look like his face or the model's face. Look for the super dark values and plot those in. Those should be almost black. And remember, the guides you draw are there to guide you. You can take away or add to it or the details of the face depending upon what you need. Notice my model's face is shaped a little bit differently than most people's, so I have to make those adjustments. Now I'm going to begin the other side of the face. I'm paying close attention to the detail of the shapes and facial features just like before, and the values of the face, doing it section by section. Now, when it comes to the finer details, don't be afraid to erase some of the edges of the face to make adjustments to the face shape, like what I've done here. You can see how I skinnied the face a little bit. It's most important to make your image look as close as possible to the photo. All right, you want to really focus on, does that line really look like it? What do I need to change? What do I need to add or take away? When it's all said and done, your image should look as close to the actual model as possible. There's always room to add or take away details to perfect your drawing. Obviously, mine's not perfect. That's the whole point of art, is to try to get better and better each time you draw. So how did I do? I think if I was going to grade myself as an adult artist, I'd probably give myself a B grade. There's definitely some shapes and adjustments that I need to make on my drawings. Like, I think the bottom half of the face needs to be a little bit wider. But other than that, I think it really captures his likeness very well, especially in the eyes and the mouth area. How do you think I did? You should give me a grade. Leave me a message down below. Now it's your turn. Let's do this! So, just as a reminder, your goals for the assignment are as follows. Choose one model to draw from the 4 that I gave you at the beginning of the video. Bonus points if you do the model that's not the same as mine. Follow the steps on the slides, turn in the finished drawing, and I should be able to easily tell which model you drew. Some things to remember. Start with the foundational guides from the first or second face lesson. Break down the drawings of the details and values in the tiny sections of the face, section by section until it's complete. And don't be afraid to erase or adjust outside the guides as needed for accuracy.
There they go.